Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Live draft special 2021. We got God Up Knicks. We got State of New York Knicks podcast. We got Knicks Community Podcast. We're just going to start it right away. Without further ado, DiehardKnicks Podcast. Let's go. Hey, guys, you can see the screen there. You still got that thing up. Let's see the beautiful face that we got here, man. We got State on the side with the do-rag on, ready to get the waves to cut you guys up tonight, man. We got God of Knicks on the bottom left, and we also got Knicks Community on the bottom right. What's good, guys?
We good, man. How you doing?
Chilling, man, chilling. You know, as people pointed out in the comments, man, yo, you kind of ghetto on there, but I like your content. Yeah, we're gonna keep it ghetto today, man. You know, a couple things are not working the way that I would like it to work, but as long as you can hear and see the beautiful faces, man, then we can just get it popping, man. So how you guys want to start it? I'm gonna throw it at State. What's up, man?
How y'all feel about Scott Perry re-signing? Before we get into the draft stuff, how y'all feel about Scott Perry?
You got it, Paulo.
He's been here for the past how long has it been? 3 years already?
Four
4 years.
3.
He's been here through. Listen, I can't say what he has and what he hasn't contributed to, whether it's good or bad. But the fact that I can't say that he definitively contributed to anything bad, I'm happy for him. Keep him on board. Good chemistry. They wouldn't bring him back if it wasn't someone that they see fit with the unit that they have there in the front office. So, cheers to him.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I agree. You know, it would be a different conversation if it was Steve Mills, you know. But you know, I mean, I feel okay about it, you know. As long as things are heading in the current direction that the way things have been going, just based off of this latest season, you know, I'm all for it. So
yeah.
Where's Steve Mills right now? I wonder what he's doing. Is he you know, taking care of the concession stand for the Garden? What's going on with Steve Mills? Does anybody know? Because he's still working for the Garden.
He's still working for the Garden in some capacity.
Yeah, I think he's working in sales. I think they got him working the I think they got him on the phones and stuff, trying to get people to sign up for tickets and stuff. It's crazy.
It's sales.
crazy. It'll be like he'll be holding conference calls at will, just like he did with press conferences at will during 2 years ago or something.
They probably got him running the security team. That's why they didn't recognize Patrick.
Oh yeah. God. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh man, that was crazy.
Yo, anything that goes wrong, we just gotta blame Steve Mills. Even though he's not here, we just gotta blame him for everything.
Yeah, Steve Mills had some hand in there. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Perry, man, Mr. Stakes? I know you had like a love-hate relationship with him.
I don't rock with Steve Mills like that, man. I ain't even gonna lie, and it. I don't like how he did Frank Ntilikina. I'm just keep it 1,000. I would just keep it 1,000, man. I don't like how.
So what did he do to Frank Ntilikina? Who are you talking about, Steve Mills or Perry?
Perry, bro. Perry, this man is diabolical. First of all, he don't want to use the G League because of how it looks to the media. That was one strike against him. Then the dude loves his ex-draft bus. He like the Alfred Payton stuff. I had enough of him. Like, and he only has one free agent signing that was positive. That was Julius Randle. But you know, of all the things that he's done bad, he's done some good things. Drafting Kevin Knox led us to RJ Barrett, so I'm gonna let that move slide. Getting Mook Morris and trading him for a first-round pick, which led to Emmanuel quickly. So I'm gonna let Mook slide. I cannot let Bobby Porter slide. I can't let the Wayne Ellingtons of the world slide. I can't let Alfred Payton slide. Like whatever, man. He don't even got a lot of power anyway, so I'm not really worried about Scott Perry bringing in any more of his ex-draft busts ever again. So I'll be good with him.
Well, what did he do to Frank though? I'm waiting for that answer. What did he do to Frank?
He just tried to bench my man, yo. He tried to put him in the East River. What you mean what he do to Frank? You know what he did to Frank. He benched Frank as soon the
Who's the
minute
coach,
he got
though?
here, Frank minutes decreased, bro. The minute
Well, who's the coach?
he got here, huh?
Who's the coach?
David Fish trash. Come on, yo.
David was fish trash.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you guys think about Frank Ntilikina? Who's because now we're gonna turn this into, because I mean this is a draft special, so we got to talk about prior draft picks. But who's to blame for Frank Ntilikina? If you know me, it's him. He's to blame because I mean in the USA team today he didn't play against the USA due to injury and things of that nature, man. So I mean, who's to blame for Frank Ntilikina?
I mean, I think you can argue.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, either or, right? You can argue usage or you know, just the way he's kind of been playing. I mean, you know, a really good example is, I mean, he was going every which way against Trae Young with like 15 seconds left, end of game one. You know, so I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't really get it. Like it could be like a confidence thing. But then you can't really argue that because he gets like basically standing ovations whenever he gets onto the court. So like, you know, I don't really know. It's like it could be a lot of different things. So it's really interesting with Frank.
Yeah, Frank has a Frank hive, man. What do you think about it, Apollo?
I mean, you know, I was always a big Frank fan. You know what I'm saying? I defended him. I mean, but in terms of why his career ended up where it was, I don't think it was a matter of what anyone did to him. I think what did happen, the only thing I can blame that happened that was outside of his control that I think did affect his career was the Jared Jack situation. And that's the only situation I can't really let go because I think he deserved, especially where that team was headed, he deserved to just play those minutes. You know what I mean? Like there was no point of him having Jared Jack out there playing all of those minutes. Outside of that, to this point, it's Frank's fault. You know what I mean? I love him. I hope I don't know what contractual things it would look like if they were to bring him back, but you know what I mean? He's got to put some work in, you know what I mean? But he's someone who has potential to be a good player if he just has the opportunity and puts in the right work.
What else you got, State?
My thing is, here's the thing with Knicks fans, right? Now, Diehard, remember the podcast you did and you brought up the Carmelo Anthony trade and you was talking about Gallo stats. You was talking about Wilson Chandler stats and those guys before we traded them. And my thing is, as far as Frank is concerned, his story's not over. The book ain't over on him. And the way a lot of Knicks fans react to certain guys is crazy. Like Knicks fans, they want him gone. I mean, I can understand it when you watch Donovan Mitchell score 50+ points or Jamal Murray scoring 50. I can understand. Like I can understand that you're mad at Kevin Knox. I mean, as far as Frank is concerned, good luck, and I wish him nothing but the best on his next team because it's looking like he's going.
Well, I mean, check it. We got 4 draft spots right now that we're gonna fill in. A lot of people want point guards. A lot of people want wing guys. Frank is you know, if he's gonna play for us, he's gonna have to play some wing and he's gonna have to play some guard for us. You know, in between. So that's 4 guys that we're gonna draft that possibly could be pushed ahead of Frank. And then we're talking about we only have 8 guys signed. And then we have to get to 15. So now you're talking about like another 7 guys that we're going to sign, you know, outside of the draft picks and whatever. All these different guys that could possibly push Frank further off the roster. And now he's a restricted free agent. So if we have all this stuff going on for us, where we could possibly sign 4 starters, you know, with the money that we have, maybe draft a starter possibly. Not a starter, but like a rotation player kind of thing. We got, you know, that's basically like 5 guys that we possibly could have that's going to be ahead of Frank in the rotation. So it kind of, and then listen, if you're going to go over the cap to sign somebody, it's not going to be Frank. It'll be the Derrick Rose or something like that. Yeah. Okay. You know, so this Frank debate, you know, it's valid for the draft conversation because it just goes into the fact that there's so many different guys on this board. If you pick somebody, not everybody sticks. Not everybody is going to be the number one guy. You know, not just going into the conversation too because he's also considered like a bust. He hasn't done anything yet since he's been here. But the Knicks also got RJ. They also got Mitchell Robinson and quickly. So we hit on some guys, but we can't hit on everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah. And so while we here, man. So we're gonna make this the state show. I'm gonna throw State under the bus from this tweet that he did earlier because somebody already requested it before we started. But I got to put this up here, man. State, yo, why you attacking senior citizens, bro?
What? Yo, man, Tibbs, bro. His performance in the playoffs was so pathetic, bro. Like I'm good on Tibbs, bro. Don't ask me to speak positive on him next season. People, Nick Nation, don't request for me to give you any positivity on Thibodeau.
Off 1 year?
Bro, that what he did in the playoffs, bro, was egregious, bro. And he was lying all season. I don't like liars. I don't like when my coach lied to me.
I don't know.
What's the way to lie? You got to explain the lie though. What's the lie coming from?
I think every coach has to lie, man.
So one, don't scream competition and people gonna be fighting for minutes when Alfred Payton is getting cookie minutes all season. Alfred did not win those minutes off of competition. I don't like that. I didn't like how he lied. They say Alfred Payton, his size give us an advantage defensively. Really? He didn't outplay no starting point guard. So you could have started man quickly. Quickly deserved those minutes. I don't even care about Frank because Frank didn't deserve nothing. But as far as quickly is concerned, he deserved to start. Then you tell us in the playoffs you're going to adjust. And the most dumbest thing you do is you take out Alfred Payton after the second playoff game, you goddamn idiot. After the team been playing with Alfred Payton and been playing slow all season, now you speed them up. You turn RJ into a spot-up shooter. Now RJ is lost. 3 of the 5 playoff games that we played. Julius Randle plays pathetic because your coaching is pathetic. Randle went to Tibbs during the playoffs, asked him for adjustments, and he did the same exact thing from the game before and got his ass kicked the same way. I'm out on Tibbs. I'm good on him, yo. And then he plays Julius Randle 12 minutes at the start of every game and then go and say before the start of the season, oh, I'm going to change the way I play people. Man, I'm done with him, yo. He's our Mark Jackson. I'm good. Don't ask me to spit nothing positive about Tibbs. Word.
All right, listen, I agree with the playoff stuff, but not the beginning of the year stuff. Because I mean, how you going to start quickly at the beginning of the year? Quickly didn't even his minutes weren't even established. He got everybody started talking about quickly that last preseason game because everybody was talking bad about quickly. Even they gave him that D. Pause. they gave him the D. You know what I'm saying? SNY, whatever, whoever said it. You know what I'm saying? So
Eru with the home run.
I don't know, man. What else you got on it? What you thinking about, Apollo?
On what? Tibbs?
Yeah, on what State's saying about Tibbs. You see, he called him a fuckboy. He called a senior citizen a fuckboy.
Yeah, a fuckboy. Calling Tibbs a fuckboy is a little bit too harsh. I ain't gonna say he's a fuckboy.
He deserved that.
I do think that there were some very stubborn traits to Tibbs this year, especially all of them regarding the lineup, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. I think there was something behind closed doors that Alfred Payton had to play. It just didn't make sense for him to play for as long as he did, and I think at the end it was just like, yo, guys, come on, like, can I please not play this guy? You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like I can see if he went from starting to the bench. He went from starting to not playing at all. And I think something had to happen where it was like, all right, guys, come on. Like, do I really have to do this? Like, yo, we can go. We can get sent home. And they were like, all right, good. Don't worry about it. Just don't play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, something had to be agreed upon with the contract for him coming back anyway. I mean, like, listen, I'm not going to say it was useless, but I do feel like there was something that they worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it made any sense for him to really be here and play as long as he played. But I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't get it. I don't get it. But As far as Tibbs was very stubborn. I mean, I was always one that said that I like Tibbs. I love what he brings to this team, but I do feel that he is the Mark Jackson to what we have going on, which doesn't diminish what he is and what he brings to this team. And I don't want to say it as a negative to Mark Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if we had Mark Jackson here, we'd be in a better situation. You know what I'm saying? Give or take. I guess. Well, anyway, another story. But I don't not to disparage Mark Jackson at all, but in terms of the Warriors situation, I'm not sure if I was ever sold on Tibbs being the guy that was going to bring us to a championship. So because of that expectation that I don't have for him, he doesn't bother me that much because I know that it's kind of like a thing for them to get us from one step to another. So hopefully he gets us to the right place and gets these guys the right work ethic that they need. And, once they get it right, then the right coach will come along and just take them there. You never know who that coach will be at that time.
Right.
What you think about all that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that the move for starting Derrick Rose, I think, just happened too late, honestly. I mean, just from what I saw in the regular season and then live, there in person at the playoffs, I think this team was so used to the pacing of when Alfred was starting, and then having Derrick Rose and guys like him and quickly coming off the bench and Burks, and to kind of have that little switch for the second half. And then, I mean, you saw like when Alfred started in those playoff games, like I think they were probably the best games that we played. I mean, they were the most like competitive, right? I mean, you saw Alfred started in game 1. Obviously Trae Young hits the game winner. Alfred starts in game 2. We win. Then he puts in Derrick Rose for game 3 and beyond. And don't get me wrong, Derrick Rose played great, for where he's at in his career. I mean, back to back like 30-point games with like 40 minutes like every night.
Right.
But I just think if he wanted to experiment with Derrick Rose, he probably should have done it before the postseason. Just to see like what works and doesn't, because then he could have way more time to make more adjustments. But I mean, you have to give him credit where credit is due. I mean, he brought this team in his first year to a playoff appearance for the first time in 8 years. So I mean, that's kind of it.
Yeah, I see May 4th here having a piss fit here. Here he is here. He's talking about no. Talk about don't let him off that easy. Explain how Tibbs was playing other guys at point guard and was burning them out, that type of thing. I get it, man. You got to. Here's the thing, man. Like I really like the point that Apollo's making about the whole stepping stone thing, because that's what Mark Jackson was. Mark Jackson set the table to get the guys situated, but then when he brought Kerr in, they were ready to make that next step. They tweaked the offense ever so slightly. They added a couple little pieces to it. Next thing you know, they're in the NBA Finals. So everything is not the same. The things don't always work for every team. But I mean, that does seem like that's where we're gonna go, because Tom Thibodeau is 60 something years old. So we can't expect him to be here up until he's 70. Building this team up. Eventually there's gonna be somebody else to take his thing. So we got to get there first, man. So, but in the meantime, we're kind of setting the table for the present and for the future, man. So,
and he's only on a 5-year deal too. We only signed him for 5 years. So
right, yeah. And I did say I'm not giving him a pass for his rotation. So that's ultimately always going to be something that we're going to have a problem with Tibbs. I don't really mind him much of a lot of the other things. That, like his offense is something that I wanted to see personally improve. More wrinkles, like I always say, but the biggest thing that bothered me was the rotations, and it just didn't make sense. You know what I mean, for most of the season, and that's something that concerned me. But that's it.
And putting in Frank at the end of game 1,
he was completely exposed in the playoffs.
Don't set him up like that. That's not nice. That's not nice. You didn't do Frank nice.
I know.
You didn't do Frank nice, Mr. T.
I think like the best thing to do, if you were going to bench Elfrid Payton altogether, then start Frank. Because
Right,
yeah.
what works is to have somebody set the table for Rose and the guys that we have. But that was our bread and butter. That was just winning us games.
Right.
So I think if he was going to do something, that's what he should have did. But I mean, he trusts the guys so much. The whole year. In the beginning of the year, Alfred was giving us 10-4, 10-3, whatever it was, setting the table for the next person to come. For Rose to come in and for Quickly and these guys to come in. So that was working for us all year, man. But Alfred Payton, I don't know what happened at the end, man. But it is what it is, man. So. Yeah. We just got to deal with that and just hope that we don't see him on the roster anymore. Lord help me.
Hope not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I doubt that. He better not be in this roster. I'm not even gonna. We're not entertaining that shit. He's not gonna be here. Let's just go on.
I'm not even. Yeah, that ain't even something on the table.
It's gonna hurt.
I ain't even going to entertain that.
Well, me and State talked about it too. Is that we don't have we're a team that came from nothing, so nobody wanted to come here. So there was no point guards really available. So we had to go for Alfred Payton. Where was he going? If he wasn't coming to the Knicks, he was going to go to China, or he might have been retired or something. You know what I'm saying? So he held us down for 2 years. So we got to give him that credit because nobody else wanted to come here.
Right.
That's basically. So it is what it is. But every year we pull from a higher tier as far as free agents. So hopefully this year, we'll be able to get guys like, whatever we're gonna talk about this episode. But hopefully we can pull from a better pool of players, and we can just, finally start, talking about good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's coming sooner or later.
Yeah, you guys ready for the draft?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say this could perfectly segue into the draft of hopefully good things.
We need some youth. Hopefully,
exactly.
This is the scary part because I don't know if we're going to draft at all 4 spots because we got to talk about teams here.
We might trade up too. I hear that's one of the bigger rumors going around.
I'm perfectly ready for Eric Bledsoe to be my starting point guard next season.
Why is it? Where does this Eric Bledsoe thing come from?
Yeah, explain the scenario because the Pelicans do have him on the block. They want to give away their draft pick with Bledsoe to get something. So explain that. Explain that take.
So you see Eric Bledsoe on the 10th pick. I just can't say no to that because of the 10th pick, obviously. So depending on who falls in the draft. Now, for me, I think Kuminga or Barnes or Scotty Barnes is going to fall in this draft. So one of those 2 guys get the 10th. I'm taking Eric Bledsoe in the 10th pick. That's just me. Or you can say, I'll take Eric Bledsoe on the 10th pick, and whatever pick you got left out of 19 and 21, hopefully it's 19. You could package 10, 19, and 32, and you can move up. I know that can at least get you the 6th pick. Well, OKC, if OKC sees a player they don't like at that spot, I don't know. That's just a thought. But we got the money, and that move is a move where you could weaponize the cap space instead of saving it and praying for a savior to come save us like we was doing for the past 2 years.
So you think that's what we're gonna do? It's gonna be Bledsoe and cap relief for Bledsoe in the pick?
Yeah, basically Bledsoe on the 10th pick.
For just cap relief, that's it?
So let me try to be more realistic. You probably have to give him Knox, or you probably have to give him Burks in a sign and trade, or you probably have to give them Bullock in a sign and trade. But we all know they want to move off the Eric Bledsoe contract, and he makes about 19. How much he make? About 19 million. And then I think the 10th pick they probably made like 6 million. So we'll be saving them about $25 million, $26 million.
What do you guys think about that?
I don't mind it because he's not a Kevin Love. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard scenarios where the Kevin Love thing makes sense. So if I can accept that, I can definitely accept Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is a competent point guard. I wouldn't say that he's a guy that's going to bring you anywhere, but he does help our point guard situation at least for right now until his contract is up or until it's a movable contract. And I think it's just cool to have somebody else there, and he's not going to be, part of, especially if he can bring in what's that, the 10th pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's in the boot night range. Yeah, I think I'd go for it. You know what I mean? I think I'd go for it.
Well, he has 2 years and $36 million left, and I'm looking at now. He's going to make 18 this year and 19 next year.
Oh, that's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm
It'll,
gonna be honest.
it'll just
Because you can trade it after this 1 year.
yeah.
What do you think?
And
What do you think about
Or
it?
even by the deadline.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it did happen, it would just be interesting to see what point guards, stay, like the Derrick Roses of the world and stuff, and how that's kind of going to affect everything in terms of rotation.
Right.
But I just think any chance of moving up, I'm fine with. There's young point guards that are obviously gonna, or young just young youth that hopefully is just gonna just help this team for the better. And I in terms of second round, there's players that I really do hope we get, but we'll get onto that soon.
Yeah. Okay.
So you guys think that getting Bledsoe is worth it because we get the 10th pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can trade Bledsoe, after that too. So
and still get other role players, assets, shit
Yeah.
like that.
Do you think if we get Bledsoe, do you think we're going to get Rose? Are we going to keep Rose?
I think Rose is staying regardless.
I hope. I really hope.
Then
just for
it brings, for chemistry point, but it goes to State's point too that Tom Thibodeau is a fuckboy, right? That's what he said, right? So he's definitely going to play the guys. He's going to play Bledsoe and he's going to play Rose. So that means that whoever we draft, they're going to be like Quickly's going to be in the doghouse, kind of.
I wouldn't say quickly. Listen, let's. I think I don't think Tom Thibodeau is going to. First of all, I don't think that Quickly is going to not improve enough to play more minutes. That's the first thing. I think we gotta give a little bit of credit to the work ethic of our young guys. These guys work their asses off, and I think guys like Quickly, Obi, RJ, I think they'll play into more of those minutes, especially already knowing what Tibbs wants. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just rookies. They're guys that actually know what he wants. So I think you'll see more minutes out of Quickly regardless. I think especially if Reggie Bullock keeps garnering interest from other teams, I see Quickly being our starting two position if that's possible. You know what I'm saying? If he works hard enough. So if he's playing as a starting two, he's going to be playing at least 25 to 30 minutes a game. So I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean? That's just based off the work that he puts in.
That's the thing, though. You're talking about, let's say it Quickly is good enough to be a starter, starting 2 or 1, whatever, just in the backcourt. But you still got Bledsoe, and if you bring Rose, now you're talking about a backcourt that's probably going to be worth like $40 million backcourt. And we don't have a clear starter at point guard. So what happens with that? Because then when we start doing the draft and stuff, we're gonna start picking up young point guards. So what happens with that? We're gonna get ourselves put ourselves in a rut, kind of. I think.
So for me, I think Derrick Rose is gone. That's my prediction. I think Derrick Rose is going to walk, not because of the contract situation or anything like that. I think he's going to walk because he's going to want a ring, and I think he's going to go to a team, probably the Lakers, or a team and accept the MLE, a championship contending team. And I think he's going to take a role off the bench. I think he's going to walk. So in the event that he walks, I can see the reason why the Knicks are really looking at Sharif Cooper. And, that little rumor has been going around. Bringing in Bledsoe, you wouldn't need Rose because it's only one basketball. So how the hell you gonna have Rose, Bledsoe, and then quickly trying to play minutes? I think the real question here is quickly a point guard. I think that is the question that the Knicks need to answer, or just say to us instead of just having us in the dark all the time.
I don't think he's a point guard.
I think you could use him at both shooting guard.
Yeah. I think he's a combo guard. You know what I'm saying? I think you can run him at point guard depending on who you have out there, especially if you have guys like playmaking guys, wings and bigs like RJ and Julius. You can have a quickly out there because you already have that playmaking in those guys out there. But I don't think he's a typical one. No, I think he can play the one in certain lineups because of size. But I think he's more of a combo guard.
One thing I want to point out before we get into anything else, if we was to get Rose and Bledsoe back to that again, that's $36 million. So that's going to take away $36 million in cap.
Damn.
So now you're talking.
This is my thing with that. I'm just saying that I would accept the Eric Bledsoe contract in order to get the 10th pick. Whatever we do, if we would have to get rid of Rose in order to do that, would you take Rose as a better backup than Eric Bledsoe? We don't know. I'm not sure that Derrick Rose would be a better backup than Eric Bledsoe. But if Rose,
I think he would be.
You think Rose is a better backup than Eric Bledsoe?
I think in terms of do you mean backup in general or for like the Knicks?
For the Knicks.
Oh, Rose 100%. You know,
that's kind of my thing. I don't know if I want to do that because you're getting rid of someone who knows what Tibbs wants, can actually do it well, and already has chemistry with the guys. But like you said, if he wants to walk, we can't control that. What were you gonna say, Aiden? Okay.
No, you know, I was just gonna basically say exactly what you said. And you know, I mean, you know, when the Knicks lost game 5, you know, Leon Rose went right up to Derrick Rose, right? So you know, I mean, and then Derrick Rose was like, you know, I don't really know. It's up to the organization. But you know, just to see Leon Rose just go straight up to him and then talk to him the whole way to the locker room. I mean, it kind of showed me like, you know, like they definitely want him back. And you know, I mean, for me being right next to the Knicks tunnel and just seeing that like right here almost, like, you know, I just, to me it looks like, you know, they really want him back. I hope we get him back, just like you said, Apollo, just for chemistry and, you know, for Tibbs and I mean, he helps bring out the best in these young guys, Obi, quickly. I mean, you saw Taj just freaking go off for his role, you know, in the playoffs. So I'd love Derrick back.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, good. My bad.
Well, I was gonna say that, like, they just value. It just shows that they value Rose's input. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I was saying to someone earlier, the only reason why I think Rose will come back is based off of something that Taj said in one of his interviews during the season, and he was saying how Rose really only starts to come out of his shell when he's somewhere where he's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it is a little bit of favoritism in that case. But like you said, he's comfortable with Leon Rose. He's comfortable with Tom Thibodeau. He's comfortable with guys like Taj Gibson, of course, who's saying it. But, you know, I don't think there's any other. And we know Derrick Rose. You can put him on a team with a bunch of all-stars if he doesn't feel welcome. He played with LeBron before, and he didn't play that well. You know what I mean? Because he just didn't feel comfortable. He's the kind of guy that goes off of feeling and vibe. That's the kind of guy Derrick Rose is. And if the vibe isn't right, he'll get on the plane and he'll leave mid-season. He's done it to us before. You know what I mean? But I just don't think there's any other place in the league that actually has Leon Rose, Tom Thibodeau, or Taj Gibson, and, you know, guys that he's been around his entire career to make him feel comfortable. Now, if that's what we want, I don't know if that works for us based off of what the new team is going to be looking like coming in the offseason. But I think that's something that matters to them, like you said.
Yeah, well, you know, keeping Rose, and let's say if we was to do that trade for Bledsoe to get the 10th pick, it leaves us with 25, you know, say $30 to $25 million in cap. That doesn't really fly to go with us.
Rose would have to walk in.
Yeah, somebody, you know, something would have to give with that.
Actually, don't we have Rose's bird rights so that it doesn't? We can exceed the cap for Rose.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that, man, because you are the genius. I gotta say that Apollo is the genius. I call him the genius for a reason, man. He's like super smart, man. But that's true. We can just wait on Rose. If Rose chooses to do that, we can wait on him, do everything else we need to do, and then wait on him to go over the cap to keep him.
Yeah.
I think Eric Bledsoe's contract is partially guaranteed for 2022, 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like
a tradable contract.
Yeah, it's tradable. It's tradable after next season, literally.
Yeah.
But you never know. What if he come here, right? And let's say in the event that Derrick Rose don't come back, quickly is the backup point guard to Eric Bledsoe. He's starting. Who's to say that he couldn't average 14 and 5 with good efficiency, and we flip him at the trade deadline for another first round pick? I like it. It's just a thought. Like I believe in the coaching staff, in the player developmental team. So
wait, you can't believe in the coaching staff and say that Tibbs is a fuckboy.
Man, I don't like Tibbs, man. I told you he Mark Jackson. It's a mutual respect. It's a mutual respect.
Well, like, I will say that I do think that Tibbs could make Eric Bledsoe play pretty well. You know what I'm saying? He does fit what Tibbs wants in the point guard.
But he's also declining too.
Yeah, he is
big time. Drew Bledsoe, he lost a little bit of that strength. He's always been a bull. You know, somebody to plant his feet and just get up. He hasn't really been able to do that, maybe the last 2 years. So that's something to think about too. So, you know, Derrick Rose is the same way. Derrick Rose doesn't really have that explosion like he used to.
Yeah, those guys who all their game comes from their legs. They fade away pretty fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, State has already given us a 10 pick with Bledsoe that he wants to trade Bledsoe for another first round pick. So that means we just need to get into this draft, man, before we start adding more picks to this equation here. So, you know, this is Tankathon, right? So, you know, everybody seems to like Tankathon. You know, NBA draft .net is good too, but they have too many pop-ups and it's going to destroy the stream, so I can't put that up there. So we'll just use this for a reference. Just going down the line. Do you guys think that you know, any changes here? Do you think that Detroit is going to go for Cade, or what do you think they're going to do?
I mean, obviously, unless they trade with Houston, I think.
I think they're exploring things with that first pick. I think they want Cade though, but they're just going to explore because they have to.
So I got a mock trade off the bat. I'm gonna go crazy here, right? So Cleveland trades Detroit Sexton in the third pick for the first pick.
That's scary. Yeah, that could work. What do you guys think?
Cleveland selects Cade Cunningham.
First of all, there's no way Cade Cunningham is getting past Houston.
But that's why Cleveland would do that. That's why Cleveland will offer that, though.
Yeah, Cleveland would trade and get the number one pick.
They would be, yeah. Well, that's what Detroit would be scared because they would have to pick. Well, I mean, there's a lot of guys there. It depends on who they like. If they like Jalen Suggs, you know, then they might be fine at number 3 because you know I don't think he's going 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? If they like Jalen Green, it depends on what Houston wants to do. You know, but I don't know.
Is Houston really selecting Jalen Green, or is that a smokescreen?
It may be a smokescreen. I'm gonna be honest with you because they already have Kevin Porter Jr., who's kind of the same player. You know what I mean? Kinda, not really, but kinda. I don't know if they want a bunch of scorers on the team like that at the guard position, but who knows? You know what I mean?
That's team analytics too, man. They love analytics, so you never know. They might think that Jalen Green, fits those, checks off all those computer boxes that the nerds like. You know what I'm saying? Him and Michael Porter Jr. Maybe that might be something they want to do.
My favorite player in this entire draft is Jalen Green, though. But I mean, I don't talk about him because there's no way in hell we're gonna get him. So,
how good do you think he's gonna be though? I think,
Jalen Green.
How good do you think he's gonna be?
Allen Houston-esque. I just like him a lot.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
about you,
that
Aiden?
range.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely, I could see the Allen Houston, um, comparisons for sure. But I don't know, like, especially if Houston just stays there, I don't really know, like, how having Jalen's going to help, and you already have a guy that's making
Right.
so much improvements, like Kevin Porter Jr. So that'll be a little interesting to see how that kind of unfolds.
Yeah, but as far as that trade, I could totally see that trade getting Sexton and stuff like that because, I'm looking at their roster. They just signed Jeremy Grant. I don't know if they're going to trade Jeremy Grant or what they're going to do with him. They got Sadiq Bey also, so they have guys that can play the forward spot. So getting Kane Cunningham, they got him listed as a point guard, but he's 6'8", 6'7". He's a big dude. I
That's a
guess he
big
could
dude, yeah.
be, yeah, he could be the starting point guard too, but. I'm not sure if they want to. I really don't know what these guys are thinking. Are they thinking that might be too slow, or they want to try to get more bang for their buck because nobody wants to go to Detroit?
This is the most confusing top three I've ever experienced in the draft in my life
Facts.
because I don't know who's going to go first. I don't know who anyone likes. I think there's clear things that people don't like about Cade. There's clear things that people don't like about Jalen. There's clear things they don't like about Suggs, Mobley. But all of these guys can be good players at the end of the day. So
You want to know what's funny about Cade? Because I watched them. I watched a couple of his games, and he never seemed dominant to me. Like,
Yeah, I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
like
I'm in agreement. Yeah.
He never felt dominant to me. Like watching Zion, felt like you could not stop Zion. Like that was so.
yeah,
Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
man.
Cade should have played on a team with better talent around him for me to like.
I don't know. It might just. I don't think that would have changed anything.
But I mean, it's just like there was so much hype around Cade, and then March Madness kind of came, and I feel like he wasn't really showing up almost, because I mean, I had Oklahoma not winning the whole thing, but like going pretty far. But I don't know. It just like I mean, there was Zion was just so dominant in college, and it's just like I don't see the same in Cade just from what I saw in March Madness, anyways.
Right. Yeah.
If I could say about Jalen Green, I'm waiting for like the next big guy, because I really don't see like who's going to be the next one. Like there's like Kobe, or not even Kobe. Like who's going to be like the next like 20-point a game scorer. When I see Jalen Green, he kind of excites me because I feel like especially he's handsome too, man. He's a handsome dude. I gotta say that for any ladies that are watching. I'm in agreement. I think the kid is a good looking dude. But he has a skill set and stuff. He has all the tools to be the next star. So I'm looking at him like is he gonna be the guy? Is he gonna be that new star? Do you guys think of him like that? Is he gonna be like on like the Wheaties box if they still do that?
Jalen Green. He give me. This might sound blasphemous. He give me Vince Carter vibes a little bit. He could put the ball on the floor, score on all three levels. He's crazy athletic. The question with Jalen Green is, with this whole top three, all top three prospects is great. Don't get me wrong. But if you had all three prospects, just the top three, and you had Zion in that same draft, I'm still taking Zion number one.
Facts. I think that's facts for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just straight off dominance alone.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me. Like this draft this draft remind me of 2018 draft where the top five. One of these guys is going to be a dud.
That's for sure. And the fact, the thing that scares me is that there's a high chance that Cade could be one of them. Just because of the things that are his flaws that could actually hinder him a little bit more than it should. But I will say this about Jalen Green, and this is the reason why he is my favorite player in this draft. He might be a little blasphemous, but let's say ceiling. And it's funny that you mentioned Vince Carter. He reminds me a lot of Tracy McGrady, who happens to be my favorite player of all time. So I I I kind of like that about him. Kind of wiry, skinny guy. You know what I mean? But he doesn't back down to anybody. He has that attack mindset. He'll drive it on you. He still gets to the basket. He takes hits. He takes contact. Um, you know, I think he has a lot of that in him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And he's handsome, man. He's handsome. He's gonna be like the new
That's
sports.
not part of my scouting report.
Yo, he's gonna be the new spokesman of Soul Glow, man. Let your soul glow. I can see the commercial with his hair glistening in the wind. You know what I'm saying? He's a good-looking dude, man.
Right? Yeah. Yo, bro, Apollo. Yo, Tracy McGrady, when he got hot, like it was no stopping him.
All right,
like,
chill. We're not gonna do
like
this right
when
now.
he was hot, he's hotter than Kobe hot. Like
no, and Kobe knew that, and Kobe knew, and
like,
Kobe knew. Kobe said it. Kobe said it himself. He said 6'8". He could do all of that. He's like a 6'8" point guard. And then he's dunking on everybody, throwing it off the backboard. Come on.
He had everything. He had the post game too, the fadeaway jump shots. He had everything.
The handle. He had literally everything, but health. That's it. That's the only thing he didn't have.
Yeah.
He didn't have health. Like I said, that's my favorite player of all time. I modeled my game after him when I did play, but.
Yeah, he probably failed every eye test too, man. Like, do you see where the A is? I don't know. Is it to the right?
You're not doing that to my guy, man. You'll leave his wandering eye alone.
So with that said, with the top three, my first hot take is Jalen Suggs will be the best player of this draft. That kid is amazing, bro. I'm so mad the Knicks don't have a chance to get that kid from Gonzaga, but. I really love Jalen Green. So I think a team in the top three will take a chance and will take Jalen Suggs in the top three. I just don't know who.
For sure. I think so. I think it could be Cleveland. They trying to trade Sexton. They might actually want to run a 2-point guard lineup.
So check it. What about Mobley? Where does Mobley fit in all this?
He might fall.
Yeah.
That's a guy that might fall, I think.
I mean,
we think Aiden.
Yeah, I don't know how the fit would be in Cleveland. I mean, they already have, guys like Jared Allen, so I don't really see him kind of being like a huge asset there. So yeah, I definitely see him falling as well.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Apollo?
I'm looking at the teams that are drafting after the top three. I don't really see anyone who needs a big that much. I mean, he's 7 foot. The guy has potential. You might not want to pass on that. I would see who does don't they have Boucher? The Raptors Bucher? How would he say his name?
Yeah,
Chris Boucher. Bucher.
I mean, maybe San Antonio.
Boucher.
San Antonio. If he falls that far, that's a steep fall, though.
Yeah,
that's a steep. I was saying more for Evan Mobley. I was saying more of like the 7-8 range, but 12. Whoa, that's bad.
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't expect Obi to fall.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he fell to the Spurs, they would know what to do with him for sure.
Yeah,
but I think all the other teams.
Yo, shout out to State. State already traded Bledsoe in number 10. So we got the 10th pick. Are we taking Evan Mobley at number 10?
No.
If he falls?
I want to believe in Mitch. That's just me,
There's too many guard. We need too much scoring for us to go for anything outside of a guard or a wing that can score.
So I'm looking at the mock draft. So, I don't think Evan Mobley's gonna fall. I kind of disagree with that. I'll say this: the way guards are viewed around in today's NBA, I think that it's a strong possibility either Kuminga falls or Scotty Barnes falls in this draft, because I think I think Orlando's gonna be the first team to do something dumb, like take James Bouknight when they already have R.J. Hampton, Cole Anthony. I think they're the first team that's going to do something just silly.
I mean,
And
they got 2 picks to do something stupid, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, and I believe OKC will take the guy with that they believe will have the highest ceiling. So I could see OKC taking Scotty Barnes or Kuminga or James Bouknight. I seen James Bouknight mocked to OKC today on the mock draft, so I wouldn't be surprised at that. And then you go to 7, you looking at the Warriors. Now it's a big question with the Warriors because we ain't hear about Andrew Wiggins being on the block, on the trading block. We're hearing that they might keep 7 and 14. Now you're hearing that they might not keep 7 and 14. So they might go Moses Moody in that spot.
I think they're going to trade it. I think, to be honest, I think the Warriors are going to trade both of their picks. They're looking for help once Clay get back. They're not trying to waste no time.
Yeah, I think the Wizards, man, with Beal, they not really doing nothing over there. Those 2 first-round draft picks and Wiggins for Beal, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not enough.
Not enough for Beal?
You don't.
Yeah, that's not
Well,
enough.
State just doesn't want Wiggins to go to Washington.
To go anywhere but New York.
Exactly.
But the Knicks, right? But that's not. I mean, how much do you get for Beal? What's
Right.
Beal worth?
Right. Is it like Philly where they're asking so much, like in like a Ben Simmons kind of scenario?
So Golden State right now, State right now is at the dice game, and they got banked, and somebody just stopped bank. So what I mean by that is, they not playing with house money no more. They got to go all in next season because you don't know if Steph Curry is going to come back. His contract is up. Klay Thompson's coming off an ACL. Draymond Green looked like dirt, and he lost to France earlier today. So it's too many questions over there for them to be playing around with drafting a guy at 7, and you still trying to develop Wiseman. He's not ready yet. He's 2 years away from being 2 years away. We just seen Aiden get his lunch ate in the finals. So they got a lot of questions over there, man. And honestly, fellas, if they're keeping Wiggins, why the hell are they drafting Scotty Barnes or Jonathan Kuminga? That's the reason why I think Kuminga could realistically fall. Then you got Orlando at 8. Why the hell would Orlando take Kuminga? They got Isaac coming back. Oh, I forgot the other African dude. I forgot his name. It's not coming to my mind right now. But they got so many wings, and they still got Terrence Ross. So I don't know, bro.
Those are not the only teams too. The Kings. Who the hell are the Kings drafting? Like, what the hell are they doing? The Kings.
Yeah.
What are they doing as a franchise? They don't know.
They have no clue, bro. They don't know.
No. Aren't they trading Marvin Bagley?
They're 3 seconds away from losing De'Aaron Fox too.
Yeah. I wouldn't want De'Aaron Fox here just because he just keeps trolling the Knicks every single year on Twitter. That's my only concern.
He was my favorite guy out of that draft, man. I'm sorry, Lonzo, but listen, De'Aaron was my favorite guy out of the draft. He's one of my favorite guys in the league at the point guard position. I can't if I can forgive Spencer Dinwiddie, I can forgive De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I can forgive him too, man. But you can't burn your bridges. These young people, shout out to State. You get on Twitter and you curse everybody out. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you're looking at the guy like, hey, remember that time when you cursed me out? You know what I'm saying? You can't burn the bridges like that. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You might be on Tom Thibodeau's coaching staff next year, State. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't really burn the bridges and stuff like that. But like teams like this, like even like we were talking about the 10th pick with the Pelicans. What the hell are the Pelicans doing? What is their motivation? Right now they should be a playoff team with the talent that they have over there.
They don't know what first of all, if they don't make the playoffs next year, let's talk about what the hell is going to go on over there, because everyone's going to force their way out. Everybody's going to start forcing their way out. Agents are going to be leaking all kinds of shit. If the Pelicans don't make the playoffs next year, which is possible, because the West is only going to get better. They weren't that good this year. The West was not that good this year. Everyone was hurt. So now you enter it back in the Lakers with whoever the health and whoever they bring in, and then you enter back in the Warriors with health and whoever they bring in. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Pelicans.
Man, ship them guys back to Seattle or something, man. Seattle needs a basketball team. If you don't know how to run the franchise, let them do it, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's not fair, man.
That's another reason why the Knicks need to wait at least. Just wait like one more year to do an all-in trade. Just wait one more season. Because it's a lot of Western Conference teams right now, as of right now. If they don't make the playoffs, we're going to have a discussion. Golden State, we can't necessarily believe that they're going to make the playoffs next season. We can't necessarily believe that because everybody in the West mostly is healthy. So Golden State, the Sacramento Kings continue their long playoff drought. Now that's going on 16 years. Last time Sacramento Kings made the playoffs, I believe Bobby's World was still on Channel 5.
Holy snap.
So
I don't know why that made me tingle. That gave me a tingle down low, man.
Yo, you are crazy.
And, the Pelicans. Now, Golden State, I said Golden State. Let's say something wrong happens in Golden State. Steph Curry might walk. Now we having a different discussion. Sacramento Kings, they don't make the playoffs. If I'm the Kings, I'm Phil Jackson that whole. I will Phil Jackson that whole roster. Phil Jackson, trading everybody, getting Fox out of there, and building it from the ground up. Because that
and Shaq over there.
They should have been thought about that, bro. I would have tore down Sacramento last season. Matter of fact, if I was there, I would have torn it down this offseason. I would trade Fox for a top 3 pick in this draft. Word.
Yeah.
Yo, Sacramento should have been torn down the second Chris Webber retired.
They were looking to trade a report came out earlier about what's his name? Buddy Hield in the Lakers. And I'm like, shit, of course they're gonna be looking for as many shooters as they can. Some young shooters. But
Exactly.
you get Buddy Hield over there with LeBron. That's gonna be pretty crazy because all he wants to do is run around and shoot. He doesn't want to play defense. He doesn't want to pass. He just wants to shoot. If you give him the opportunity to shoot, Buddy's gonna do that all day.
Yeah. You gotta keep that lane open for LeBron James to do his thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I queued up our picks, man. The 19th and 21. You can see who's surrounded there. We talked about guys falling potentially to the 10th or maybe possible to the 12th. We talked about. So just judging by the draft, what do you think the Knicks are going to do at 19? Who do you think is going to fall or like what names do you see? Do you think going to be at 19, 20, 21? What do you think?
I mean, Isaiah Jackson interests me. I like what he did at Kentucky, but it's just I don't know. I'm a little skeptical on Chris Duarte, just in terms of age. I mean, older than Brandon Ingram.
Sheesh.
That's a little bit of a concern. But like a guy like Cameron Thomas would be nice. Just in terms of just an all-around, score, 24 points per game, that would be nice. But yeah.
What's the story with him? Is he a good player? Because I see the numbers. I've never really seen LSU play. So what's the deal with him? Because you can't deny the 24 points a game. Is he really that guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of always saw him as just like an all-around kind of scorer. The numbers kind of speak for itself. But I just think it would be nice for the Knicks to just have that little boost in scoring as well.
Mm-hmm.
What you got on him, Apollo?
On Cam Thomas?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. I was actually just now looking him up as we were speaking. I don't really know much about Cam Thomas. I hear a lot of his name.
He's fairly young too, 19. Almost 20. He's almost 20, so he's not that young. But
yeah.
That's somebody that's definitely going to be available at 20, at 19 and 21. What do you think about some of these other guys? Trey Murphy is a guy that's really hot. I know. State probably want to talk about Trey Murphy, right? What do you think about Trey Murphy, State?
So for me, I'm not gonna be picky. I just got two requirements. I just want the guy under 21 years old, and I need him to be around like 6'7" to at least 6'9", 6'10", and could do multiple things, but especially shoot. So I'm looking at the mock draft. I absolutely would love Zaire Williams. 6'9", small forward. That is something I think we would need. And he averaged 14 points, 6 rebounds, basically 3 assists, almost a block, 1 steal. And I think that's something we would need. But Trey Murphy is another guy I was recently looking at, and I seen the Knicks work them out, pause, and I want to wing. So I'll take those two guys. Isaiah Jackson can't really shoot, can't really put the ball on the floor. He said the other day on Twitter, at Kentucky, he couldn't really show what he could do. That's understandable. You got a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. He didn't shoot threes in Kentucky. Then he got in the NBA, and now he's shooting threes. So you never know. But I just really want to wing. So for me, Zaire Williams or Trey Murphy III is my top two guys. If we stay at 19 and 21, just pick one of those two guys at 19. 21, I don't give a damn who we pick. I'll root for any one of these young guys, man. Honestly, preferably though, get me a big, and I need another young big.
So what do you think about Isaiah Jackson?
I don't like his offense. That's all I got for you. I don't like his offense. He can't shoot the ball. He didn't show he could shoot the ball at Kentucky, so maybe he could show it in the NBA. Because we got Mitchell Robinson, bro, and that's redundant. I'm a guy. I want a big who can space the floor, bro.
But is Mitch gonna keep teasing us with the 3-point videos in the summer, and then?
Oh yes, he will. He will
not do it in regular season. That's what's bugging me.
I think the culture has changed, so that's the reason why you haven't seen one of those videos in a long time from Mitch, as far as him dribbling the ball all crazy and doing all those stupid moves. I don't think you're going to see that anymore. I really need to see Mitch do a jump hook, man. I've been waiting 3 years, bro.
Something simple, man. Just even just a spot up 15-foot jumper. Do something. He's like a liability on offense if he's not just trailing to the basket, getting lobs or just getting putbacks, cleaning up on plays. He does that very well. But it would be so nice if we can if the play is broken down and we find Mitchell Robinson in the corner for like a 15-foot jumper. I would totally love that, man.
Yeah.
So real quick, right? And just talking about Isaiah Jackson and his offense and how he can't space the floor. When we all watched the finals, there was a certain center on the Suns who was disappearing, who had multiple disappearing acts on offense. And I seen him just do dribble handoffs, dive into the rim, roll into the basket, get in the ball, post-ups. And at a certain point, you need a jump shot in your bag, man. Brooke Lopez got a jump shot.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Aiden?
Yes.
I was talking about the jump shot. I was with my dad, and I was like, if he can develop a 3-point shot, Aiden, he will be so dominant in this league because they left him so wide open, time after time. And I'm just like, if he took advantage of that, like how Brooke has been able to do in recent years, that would just be crazy. Also, if we want to start live calls, I think that'd be a good idea because we got like 80 people watching.
Yeah, I just peeped that. I met my man Cully. Shout out to Cully. He's asking for a link, man. You know, I don't want to drop another guy in here because I think the system is kind of bugging out right now. But I could do the calls, man. If everybody is into the calls, in the comments, if you interested in live calling, let me know. I'll drop the number and we can get that popping. So as far as this middle draft here, what do you guys think about Sharif Cooper?
I actually like Sharif. I'm a big fan of Sharif Cooper. I'm not sure if we should draft him based off of what we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do in free agency. You know what I mean? I don't. That's kind of why I'm scared. Like if we end up in a situation with say we did the situation with Eric Bledsoe, and we're trading him for an expiring, trading up, and we're getting him in the deal. What does that mean for Sharif Cooper? Because he still has to play behind him. Vildoza, he has to earn minutes behind Vildoza, which I think he probably would outplay Vildoza. But I think it just creates a logjam in a way. But I do like Sharif. I think he has some intangibles. I think there's some things about his jump shot that are fixable. I'm not really too worried about his jump shot that much. It is a concern, but I think all the other things he does so well. I wouldn't make him my sole pick, but if we were picking 19 and 21, I'd make him my 21st pick.
Yes, it's rough, man. But you painted that picture. We already got a lot of guards on the roster already, and then we're still talking about maybe possibly being enrolled, just like you said. Yeah. So if we was to get him, it kind of would be like a waste. To get him, we're gonna have to end up. I just don't know. To see Sharif Cooper in the G League would hurt me a little bit. Somebody with his talent.
I strongly disagree. Let me throw this angle at you. MSG politics is undefeated. They're undefeated, bro. Mm-hmm. So since MSG politics is undefeated, we know he's going to play. So, I'm not really worried about that. I don't think Leon Rose would allow his investment to rot on the bench. Honestly, I think he would play, but. Now, let me throw this at you, dog. Now we're talking about Sharif Cooper. In the event that we traded for Bledsoe, got the 10th pick, we already traded. I guess we traded Knox in that deal. So you picked Sharif Cooper with the 21st pick?
Yeah, I guess so. So hypothetical.
Okay, hypothetical. All right, you got Sharif Cooper in the building. Who you chose with the 10th pick?
That 10th pick, just looking up, there's no really guards. You have to get a swingman at that point. You like Kuminga to fall, right?
We would only be trading our 19th pick to get the 10th pick.
Oh, I forgot that part. Damn.
Yeah, you had to trade both to get up there.
Oh, trade 19 and 21 to get the 10th?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
that's different.
No, because we giving them cap relief. So I don't think they would. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I think they still would like. That's kind of just how it goes. You know what I mean? I don't think we can give them the 19th pick, and they're just gonna give us the 10th and Eric Bledsoe because of cap relief. They keep him if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I think the 10th pick is somebody who has enough talent for you to do something with. I mean, yeah, they could move up with somebody at the 10th pick and still, and get better quality than to move back at. Just the 19th pick, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think if we're getting 10, we'd have to get up. Actually, if we're moving up in the lottery, we'd have to give up both of our picks.
So how do we see it? So how do we? I would like to throw this to you. I like what you just said, Apollo. Mm-hmm. But when you got a guy like Zion on your roster, bro, and you got Brandon Ingram, bro. You're in win now mode. and that's just what it is. Like if RJ was year 4 RJ in year 2, we would be talking about trading for an all-star. I don't want to hear about drafting anybody right now. But he's not at that point yet. So you got to be a little patient. But they have Zion and Ingram. So I don't even think it's a lot. I think is you do a disservice to your franchise if you do not use that 10th pick and Bledsoe to get cap relief to at least sign Lonzo, if that's the case. You get what I'm saying?
But they could sign Lonzo though. They already got his that's what you're gonna say, Apollo. They got his restricted free agency rights, so they could sign Lonzo if they want to. But here's the thing: Bledsoe in the number 10 pick. Instead of just moving down and just giving him to us for free, we can trade. I mean, if I'm the Pelicans, I'm gonna be looking to trade Bledsoe and the number 10 to get me a player, like you said, to help the guys that they have over there.
Right.
To get an actual good player to start with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wouldn't really be making. I mean, if they would be trading the 10th pick to get rid of Eric Bledsoe, they would have to be trading with someone who would have a good player already that they would take, and that they would be trying to essentially get into the lottery. You know what I mean? Whatever that team would be at that point. Like say it would be let's just say Detroit wanted to trade what's my man? The tall, lanky guy that they got.
Detroit?
Yeah. Damn it. The brother.
Grant. Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. Jeremy Grant. Say if they wanted to trade Jeremy Grant for the 10th pick in Eric Bledsoe, they would do that. You know what I mean? Because they have a player. And then in that trade, then the Pelicans they do get someone that could help them win now. You know what I'm saying? Versus having to draft a player that won't really get them somewhere closer to winning in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
that's true. Wouldn't Detroit also be getting rid of Grant's contract too? Is it big? I don't.
It's not. Yeah. What is? He said,
I'm just thinking of 2K rebuilds, man. Whenever I try to rebuild the Pistons,
yeah,
he's making a lot of money. But
let's see. You said Jeremy Grant, right? Let me check. Slow track.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think they trade Jeremy. You can't trade him.
No, I'm just saying. That's the only type of player you have to be trading for a team that doesn't really have much around their star player and would rather just start over by going into the draft again in the lottery and getting a player and giving their star player somewhere else to play that'll actually help their career instead of just leaving them sitting there. Because even if they draft Cade Cunningham, I don't see the Pistons really going anywhere.
Whew.
He's getting paid $20 million.
Who?
Jeremy Grant.
Oh my Lord.
See,
he earned that money though. He earned that money.
That absolutely, I agree.
He's making more than Julius Randle right now.
So what you trying to say?
Oh no, I think that means that that extension Julius is gonna get is gonna look real nice.
Yeah, I hear you. It could look nice on his next team.
Yeah, we'll see.
State is crazy with that stuff, man.
I don't know. Listen, bro, my thing is whatever happens with Julius Randle, I'm happy with. If he stays, cool. If he leaves, there's a reason why he left. So I don't care.
Can you imagine the revenge game he's gonna have if he leaves here?
Oh no, we don't want any of Julius' revenge games because he's known to go crazy on anybody that he has used to play for with or anything. He's going to go crazy.
Why are we doing this to ourselves, fellas? Why we doing this?
Listen, like I said, he don't got to be my favorite. He don't got to be a best player. He don't got to be a best player.
It's not even that, bro. It's the boogeyman plays the same position as Julius, and we sitting here talking about his contract
and revenge games. And revenge games.
Well, the boogeyman plays his position, and the boogeyman is the same age as him. So,
who's the boogeyman?
You know who the boogeyman is. I don't want to say his name. You know,
that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, the
7-foot monster over there in Milwaukee, man.
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
yes,
the one you said was coming to New York. I ain't want to remind you about that.
Yo, wait, hold on. You ain't gonna do that.
I ain't want to remind you.
Giannis here.
He's not coming to New York.
No, he's not
that
now.
Championship.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to form a super team here,
bro. all I'm gonna say is, if he didn't re-sign his deal in Milwaukee, and he would have won a chip this summer, I'm just saying.
That's two ifs. You guys say if he didn't get the contract and if he didn't win the championship, and both of those things already happened.
So I mean, now the boogeyman is who's the same age as Julius Randle and plays the same position, is entering his prime with an NBA championship, 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and we're sitting here talking about Julius Randle contract. I'm on RJ Barrett's timeline. RJ Barrett is 21. So I'm not really going to kid myself for the next 2-3 years.
I know it's easier to just say, yo, get rid of him. I want to stick with RJ, but if you get rid of Julius and you keep it and you build around RJ, where there's no guarantee that it's going to be a winning team.
No, I'm not interested in all right, I'm gonna say this. I keep Randle more than I would trade him. So I would rather build with him than trade him. But I'm not saying he's untouchable. That's RJ Barrett.
Oh, for sure. I'm not gonna say that either. And that's only because there's too many questions on if he can be the best player on your franchise. You know, at this point in his career.
If you're gonna talk about timelines, you know, RJ Barrett has to play with somebody. He has to play with some good player. So right. I mean, if you're gonna start over, say if we trade, you know, Julius for draft picks and that type of thing, before you know it, 3 years is up, and then RJ Barrett's looking at us like, all right, bye, I'm gonna play with the Pelicans. Thank you for making that decision for me. Yeah, because you never tried to win while I was here. You know.
Or if he brings Zion over here, we trade Randle for Zion.
Yeah, but you got to keep Randle to do that. That's something to think about.
I know. Decisions.
Anybody interested in a pick from Cam Reddish?
You know, that's the thing. I feel like he's so injury prone, Reddish. You know, I mean, he missed the entire first round of the playoffs. Like, I don't really know if I'm willing to take that. You know, but you know, don't get me wrong. He's a solid, you know, player for his role. But you know, I don't really know if I want to take on that injury prone kind of thing. You know,
what's the trade like looking for Cam Reddish?
I don't actually know.
Well, I saw something today. They were talking about just like basically like 2 picks for him, something like that. So I mean, it's so convenient the Knicks have 2 picks. But here's the thing with Atlanta, like they might be looking to add. Yeah, Atlanta might be looking to add picks onto a player to make a trade to get somebody better. Mm-hmm. That might be their scheme, you know. So if they was to trick the Knicks into trading for Cam Reddish, you know, then it would help that process there.
I don't know. I think they're kind of stuck with that situation. You know what I mean? Especially given, I mean, he's a good talent. He's a good young talent, especially because of injury. But I don't know. I think the right team might have the pieces for him, but 2 picks, I think. I don't know. 2 picks? I don't know.
All I look up on Twitter is Cam Reddish Knicks, and majority of these tweets are just state. Crazy.
Yeah, that's hilarious though.
That's hilarious, bro.
It's the agenda. When you gotta push the agenda, you know. So when the Knicks executives look up Twitter, they're gonna see the agenda. You know. Hey, I would love to see a starting lineup with Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle. I don't know about y'all, but
what? I don't know.
I really want to stay to get a gem, like a young guy who just pops.
I have a very good suggestion.
Ooh,
I have a great suggestion. You know, I mean, we have, I think, 2 second-round picks. You know, there's the point guard from Ohio University, Jason Preston. You know, I absolutely love this kid. I mean, his story is great. You know, got recruited to really good basketball colleges. Sent DM'd his film to Ohio University, got in, Worked his way up to starting point guard. Just beat Virginia, the defending champs, this year for March Madness. And just his whole demeanor and mindset of just overcoming and just kind of what PJ Tucker was talking about, like a dog mentality. I think he's got that. He's a pure scorer, good passer. He's a good shooter, but he also is, athletic. And I just think he's probably the biggest sleeper in the draft. It's already worked with sleepers like Quickly. We have a lot of options if we get, a guy like Preston, and somehow if we get Garza, if we get Luca Garza, that would just icing on top of the cake.
Yeah.
It's so hard because now you have to put in consideration of Luca Vildoza, right?
Yeah.
Which is just, crazy. And I think he's been doing pretty decent for Argentina, I believe, right?
So about that, what do you guys feel about his role next year in terms of minutes played?
I got
based off of what we've seen.
I got one word for you, brother. Situational.
What would be the situation though?
He doesn't see minutes. That's the situation.
Garbage time.
because listen, let's be real. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? We got $60 million in cap space, and we got 2 first-round picks. If Luca Vildoza is seeing rotational minutes next season, hell might freeze on earth. I don't believe it. Our coach is Tom Thibodeau. I don't see it, yo. But
his first year is guaranteed.
And Tibbs is kind of interested in that little Luca experiment. Just from whenever he's talked about him,
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs is a goddamn liar, bro. I don't believe nothing you say, bro. Like no guys Hadouken. Like as soon as you said that, bro, like it went through one ear out the other, bro. I don't believe nothing he says.
This is a good point too, man. Like, we a lot of people want Frank and they vouch for him, but Frank don't even start on his national team. Neither does Luca. That's a good point there too. Neither players start for their team, but everybody thinks the world of both players.
Yeah.
Yo, dog, man, leave Frank the hell. Yeah, I hope Frank, go find a new team, bro. So we can just end this Frank talk now, like please.
I mean, there's a high chance that Frank won't be here next year. If we're just being honest, there's a high chance, and I mean not like just because of what he's shown, but just contractually, it doesn't really work out that well for him to be back.
Right.
So
all I gotta say, the journey that State has gone on with Frank is a podcast episode in itself. Crazy.
You ever read the book the Road Less Traveled, whatever it's called? It's the same. It's like the same story. He starts from one thing, goes all across the world, and then no, it's not that. It's The Alchemist. My bad. The Alchemist. You ever read The Alchemist?
Yes.
Yeah, he starts at one point and then he goes all around the world and then he ends up in the same spot. That's exactly what State is with the whole Frank situation.
Crazy.
That's a great book, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I read it every once in a while just to help me just to refocus,
realign yourself in life. Yeah.
Yo, Frank, Knox, and Obi is so disappointing. Oh my god, bro.
I don't know. It's Obi's first year. It was his first year. And he also got rid of the jitters. When the lights came on, he got rid of the jitters.
He showed up more than anybody for a little bit, Obi, in the playoffs. And he was actually reliable. It's just that, unfortunately, your favorite player, State, played the same position as him. So he couldn't really, get a lot of minutes.
And that fuckboy freaking Tom Thibodeau, didn't want to play many minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. Like Tom Thibodeau pulled him too early a lot. Obi. When he had it going, he should have just kept him in there. There was a couple parts where he was making a couple great plays to keep us in it, and they took him out. It's like, oh man, come on, man. So
Tom Thibodeau, and I'm gonna keep saying this, would have played Tony Snell over Cam Reddish. I really dislike Tom Thibodeau. When Julius Randle plays 200 more minutes than the next NBA player, that means that you 48, 40, the man played damn near 4 more NBA games than any other NBA player. And that's
Listen,
not
man,
including.
I'm gonna say this. This is not what we want. This is not ideal, but it's what we need for just now.
Mhm.
Just for now. Just for give it 2-3 years. And after 3 years, we'll see where we are as a franchise. I don't think he'll coach out all 5 years. I don't see that happening. I think he might coach out 3. And I mean, unless he's winning progressively every single year, is the only way he plays out 5. You know what I'm saying? But I think that they know his flaws, but they know what he brings to a locker room, and they want these young guys. These young guys are going to be the guys that they're building his team on, I think they're going to just have the right guy around them, coaching them for a good 2 years, 3 years, and give them the right tools. And then after that,
question: who's the coach though? Who's the guy? Yeah,
Johnny Bryant. What'd you say? You said Johnny Bryant?
Yeah, I say Johnny Bryant. Johnny Bryant is younger than me, man. He's like 30.
I'm with Johnny Bryant, bro.
Yeah, nice, all around nice guy. I had a nice chance of meeting him. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
So how did he smell? Did he smell good? Did you give him a hug?
It was through passing. Just as he was going in. Oh yes. I have this on video. I have it on.
How he smelled?
Not the smell. It was him and Alfred Payton, and they're walking to the tunnel, and they're passing like me in the seats, and I'm like, yo, like Johnny, Alfred, what's good? And then like Alfred just seemed really uptight. I mean, this was like game 5, I believe, so he was already the mindset was out the window. I just heard him say the F word and then just kind of like keep going, but I don't really know like what the conversation was. So I don't know if that was towards me. And then I'm like, do we have beef now? I don't really know. Like,
you don't want to smoke with Alfred Payton, man.
Alfred doesn't like you, Aiden.
I know.
Listen, if he pulls up on you, I got you. I got you back.
I know.
I got you. Alfred Payton's a crazy motherfucker. I don't want no beef with Alfred Payton.
Yo, I got you, bro. Actually, he's from New Orleans. They might put those.
Yeah, anybody that got dreads sitting on the front of their head like this for 6 or 7 years, whatever. I ain't messing with that cat. What's wrong with him? He probably got a pair of black Uptowns in his closet.
He probably got a whole closet full of black Uptown.
Yo,
low tops too.
Alfred Payton is one of the worst Knick point guards I've ever seen in my life. No, he is the worst Knick point guard I've ever seen.
No, he can't say the worst.
He's the
Scotty
worst.
Brooks was pretty bad.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a big fan of Chris Duhon. I hated that guy.
Chris Duhon had 24 assists. Then he had 20 plus assists one time.
I couldn't stand Chris Duhon. All right, so if it's not gonna be Chris Duhon, it's Tony Douglas.
I
kind of like Tony Douglas. He needed a shape up, but he was all right.
Like Tony Douglas?
Yeah, Tony Douglas was cool, bro. Yo, Alfred was really bad, bro.
Nah, bro. Like, all we remember from Tony Douglas is he could hit a 3-pointer. There was nothing else he brought to the game of basketball.
All I will say, if we're Alexei Shved, I gotta say.
That's my cousin, though.
I gotta say, Alexei
Shved. Beto Udrih. Oh, my God.
Yo, Alexei Shved, not for nothing, is like one of the best guards in Europe. The last 10 years.
Yeah, Shved, I actually like Shved. Not on the Knicks, but I actually like Shved.
Yeah. I mean, I'll never forget, we've got guys like Ron Baker. I mean, Lou Mudson. I mean, just, oh, man, the list goes on and on.
Orlando.
We had some bad ones, man. Freaking Rory Sparrow was pretty bad. That's like before Aiden's time, man.
That is way before my time. I don't even know what that is.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, man. Yo, listen, I got the phone lines open. If anybody wants to come in and curse out State, about his takes, whatever, feel free to come in here before he pops out. Just want to throw that out there.
I actually got to pop out soon too in a little bit.
All right, cool. But did Aiden? Did you get into your second round steals? I'm not. I know you mentioned one, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Pulling up some ideas. I mean, I think he'll probably go in the first round, but I don't really know what to say the last name. But Duzumu or something like that. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
He's was pretty solid. I mean, look, I can proudly say I predicted Alexevsky Polosevsky and his rise. So I just that guy would be nice. I think Mooker Maker would be also nice. Kind of reminds me of like Thon Maker type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know, just guys like that, really. But it remains to be seen. I'm excited.
Some of these guys at the end of this draft I never heard of in my life. I mean, Jeremiah Robinson Earl. That's one guy that people were saying we're going to go into the first round. I seen video of him. To tell you the truth, I haven't seen a lot of these guys live on playing college basketball. But looking at guys' mixtapes and stuff, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, he looks like a good player. I don't know who would be available at 58. We pick at 58. Do you think we keep that pick?
I think so. It's just so late.
No,
it's like
what not to. Yeah.
What value is it gonna have, really?
You could get a steal out of that and not even have to worry about paying him that much.
That's very true. That is very, very true. Yeah.
Like a European guy or something like that. Somebody that you could stash. Somebody, I really don't know, man.
Charles Bassey. I know the Knicks are looking at him too, right now, but from Western Kentucky, pretty much averaging like 21 points per game and like 14 rebounds, and like I believe like 4 blocks. So kind of like all around kind of guy. He's like Mitch, but like with more consistent scoring. I guess so. That would be nice.
I want to throw at you guys like we look at the stats. The stats are all over the place. A lot of these guys play in the same conference and stuff like that. So I mean, how do you determine like with one person is going to be better than the next guy? Because you got some guys that throughout history that might be on the same team but get drafted ahead of a guy that actually had a better career in college than that dude.
Right.
How do they determine who goes where with these mock drafts and stuff?
I know, that's the thing. It's like I don't really know the thinking behind it. Like, even doing like mock drafts with friends, it's like hard because you're just picking like, the best player, obviously, like stat wise, but like, by the later picks, you're picking blind out there. So I don't really get how players end up where, especially so late in the second.
I think.
Yo, is May 4th really a fan of Alfred's?
I
don't know. I think May 4th might be like I think he literally might be like a crackhead. I think May the 4th.
Yo, he's a troll king, bro.
He might be a troll, like my boy that be on my show, because he'd be like, Alfred is God. I'm like, yeah, he sounds like a troll.
He's a troll, bro.
Nah, I appreciate you on May the 4th. But yo, I think we got a caller here, man. So let's get the first caller on DiehardKnicks tonight. Hello, welcome to DiehardKnicks Podcast. What's up? What you got? All right, say it one more time, man. We ghetto. What's up?
All right, so the thing I want to talk about is okay, in draft now. In the first round, we got the 21st pick. My thing is the 19th pick, I definitely hope they can get
You cut out of here.
Was that supposed to happen? Oh, you muted.
Yeah, I muted myself. Yeah, man, call back again, man. Maybe there was something wrong with the line or something like that. Mr. Telephone Man. Yeah, man, but he was talking about the 19th pick with Trey Murphy the third. I kind of think Trey Murphy the third might get picked a little higher than that. The way his draft stock has been going up.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like that is a top 10 pick, like a later lottery pick, 11, 12. I wouldn't be surprised. Guys like that rise all the time. A guy like Devion Mitchell is a guy who will probably fall in the draft due to age. I think he'll mess around and fall to like 19 or 21. It happens every year. It happened to Brandon Clark, matter of fact. And Brandon Clark, I don't want to sound too crazy, but Brandon Clark was a better college player than Devion Mitchell. And he fell in the 20s to Memphis. So you never know. You just never know. And a lot of those teams that's in the top, that's in the lottery, a lot of them don't need point guards. A lot of them have enough point guards. So, you know.
Well, we're going to get into another caller, man. Let's see if we can get it right this time. Hey, caller, introduce yourself to the DiehardKnicks. Let me know what's up. What's your name and where you calling from?
Man, it's Cully, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, Cully, man?
What's going on, man? Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat, man. Salute, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm glad to hear your voice, man. You've been a big supporter of the DiehardKnicks Podcast. I don't know how we would do some of these podcasts without your help on the sideline, there.
No doubt, yeah, no doubt, man. I love the show, man. I love all the shows. Love all the Knicks content, man. And yeah.
So what's your thoughts? What you thinking about with this draft thing?
Now you mean as far as when you ask me what I'm thinking about, you mean as far as like the rumors are heating up as the draft approaches, like it's drafts on Thursday. So is that what you mean when you ask me what I think? Like what I think we're gonna do?
Whatever's in your belly, man. What you thinking about?
I mean, for what it's worth, man. To be honest with you, man. I kind of, I hope if we do trade up, by any chance, I hope we don't give up all the picks. I hope that we somehow come back at 21 or 19, or even if we come back at 32, I'm okay with it. I don't want to just trade everything for one guy. I don't want to trade a whole bunch of guys for like a whole bunch of picks for one guy. I mean, we only got like 6 players on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys ain't guaranteed to come back, and I hope that honestly, a lot of them, I hope they find other deals elsewhere, with the exception of Rose. But if we stay at 19, and I know who I like. You know what I mean? I know who I like. That's my opinion. I like Trey Murphy. I like Deuce McBride. I like Zaire Williams if he falls. You know what I mean? If we trade up, I hope we get Davion Mitchell. I hope we get I saw your mock draft up here. I hope we get Jalen Johnson. I like him. I don't really care for too much. There's only a few guys I like at the 10 spot, but I like Zaire. If we was to get Zaire and Trey Murphy, I'd be with it. Sharif Cooper, I'm not big on him because he can't really shoot like that, but he would. You know what I mean? His speed might make up for it. His playmaking type. I wouldn't mind his playmaking. He reminds me of Peyton, but better. I take that back. That's disrespect. He don't really remind me of Peyton. Peyton's trash. But Peyton is more of Peyton. You know what I'm saying? Sharif Cooper can't shoot just like Peyton, but at least he knows when to pass it. He'll know when to give the ball up. You know what I mean? He'll look to set guys up. Something Peyton didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't even mind Sharif Cooper. I like Trey Mann. I like Jared Butler. I like all them guys. Man, I wouldn't mind if we get 3 guys. You know what I mean? A guard, wing, and center. I wouldn't mind if we get 3 wings. So be it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I hope we do. I don't really care to get to trade the picks for nobody like that. I don't mind where we at. I think we just need to go where we at, stay pat, ride this thing out, get some youngins, and then get the vets to bounce it out in free agency. Just take it from there.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think, not for nothing, I think that's what we're going to end up doing, man. We're going to end up just standing pat because historically with the Knicks, the last few years, we haven't really made a big splash like that with trades outside of the KP trade.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I can see us, picking from that pack that you mentioned. And there's one guy that I can't remember what you said, man, but there's one guy I wanted you to talk more about him because, truthfully, all these guys to me kind of look the same, man.
Was it a guard? Was it a wing? You remember? I could probably.
Yeah, I think it was a guard. It was like one of the first guys you said. I'm not sure if you remember.
Might have been Trey Mann, Butler, Mitchell. Was it Davion Mitchell? It's one of them.
No,
Jared Butler.
Nah, it was like a deep cut name that you threw out there. But yo,
I I would
Yeah.
love for him to. I would love.
What you gonna
I
say?
would love for him to explain. Hey, what's up, brother? I would love for you to.
But I can't even hear you no more. I
explain-
can't even hear you.
Yeah, my bad. State is asking the question.
Oh.
Hold on a
Okay,
second.
okay. I can't even hear State. What do you say?
Yeah, guys, State.
Oh.
State the question.
Oh, I said, how do you feel about Trey Mann? What's the word on him? What, do you like anything about Trey Mann?
Okay, like I'm watching y'all through the TV. Nah, so Trey Mann, I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey Mann. Only thing with Trey Mann, I don't really have nothing bad to say about him. It's just that he plays point guard. You know, he's good at creating separation. His shot ain't better. He's good at creating off the dribble. Of course, he would need to put on some NBA weight. Of course, you know what I'm saying? He's real bony. He's kind of bony, but he's good at separation. He gets a lot of space off his separation. His handle is crazy. I like him, honestly. I don't mind him at 19 or 21. You know what I'm saying? I like Trey Mann. It's probably like when I did my homework on all these guys, there's certain guys I like from when I first seen him, like, damn, like he would fit on the Knicks perfect. Like, so Trey Mann's one guy, like, you know what I'm saying? He's one guy like 6'5", handle. I think he'd be solid for us. I think he'll buy into tips. He ain't got no choice but to buy into tips. He's a youngin', he would have to. So he would buy into tips well. You know what I mean? I think he would fit solid. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite guys. I like him and Deuce McBride a lot. Between one of them,
Yeah, that's the one. Deuce McBride. I wanted you to talk more about Deuce McBride.
Yeah, Deuce McBride. I like him a lot. Like he got a he's like 6'1", 6'2", with a 6'9" wingspan. Good defender, and he can score, and he can post. The number one thing a lot of people may not even remember, he could post up. His post up game is like he got good post up game as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, but what I like about him the most, on ball defense, and he got a 6'9" wingspan. Just keep that in mind. He reminds me. It's like when I look at him, my player comparison is Marcus Smart, like off rip, just Marcus Smart. That's who he reminds me of a lot, like Marcus Smart with some more scoring. Like Marcus Smart could score too, but he ain't actually do that over there. But like somebody said in the comment, his 3-point is suspect, but his shoot, he got a good mid range pull up. He got good craftiness. I think he just to me. He's like a team player. Like his playmaking it's not even that bad either. Like his playmaking is type solid. He's gonna be looking for guys. He's like a good team type of guy. Like he's kind of like, you know what it is? He's kind of like Davion Mitchell because they both run the same height. They're both good defenders. Davion could probably shoot a little better, but they're both the same height. He probably got a longer wingspan than Davion. I think he got the longest wingspan in the draft as far as point guards. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of them. So he's kind of like Davion Mitchell, but like maybe like a lesser value. His stock is not as crazy as him. They don't mean he's not like trash or nothing. He's just his stock ain't crazy as Davion, because Davion, he won on Baylor. They won the championship. They won the tournament. So, yeah, Deuce McBride will be solid. I don't mind him either at like 21 or 19. You know what I mean? I don't mind him at those picks. I do want to wing first, but I don't mind Davion. I don't mind Deuce McBride at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got McBride. I think at 43 on Tankathon.
Yeah, if we get him at 32, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for a backup big man too behind Mitch, man. You know what I mean? Like Mitch can't even stay. We don't know if Mitch can stay healthy either. You know what I mean? So it's like we need to get insurance for like a lot of guys, and then after that we can take it, in free agency. But I like a lot of the young. There's a lot of good youngins coming in. I wish me personally, if I was Leon Rose, I would draft 4 guys. But I know they got to go up. They got to go for Tibbs and do what Tibbs likes. Later for that, man. Like Tibbs is too stubborn, man. Like me, if I'm Leon Rose, I can't get fired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would draft the 4 guys. I can't get fired. Like I'm doing the right thing. Technically, I'm going young. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be trying to. My thing is, we shouldn't be trying to win now and at the end of the KD and LeBron era. Let them guys got about 2 or 3 more. Look about a good 3 years left before their window closes. You know what I'm saying? Like we should be trying to prepare for the Giannis, Trae Young. We should try to be preparing for the new wave of the new generation of talent. We should be prepared to beat them. Not like we don't want to have to rebuild when we should be trying to compete with them. You know what I'm saying? The guys after KD and Kawhi and LeBron. That's when we should be ready for like when they retire. We should be setting the team up for when these dudes retire. They only got for so much years. Chris Paul, LeBron, Melo, all the OGs are like the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Them guys almost out. They almost on their way out soon.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate your insight, man. You're giving a lot of insight. Is there anybody on this panel here, you got anything else for Cully? He's throwing a lot of good stuff out there.
All good stuff. I love it.
Yeah, he's on point, man. I'm sitting here like, damn, like I can't really say I disagree with anything he's saying there. You know what I'm saying? I like Trey Man a lot. He's one of those guys that I like as well. Deuce, he's like we were saying, Deuce. He can shoot. He can off the dribble. His 3-point is a little questionable. I think that's things you can work on. But the intangibles of playing the two-way player playing both sides of the floor. I think is something that he does well. So yeah, I agree. I agree for sure.
So just for the caller, I'm gonna try to convince myself on Trey Man tonight. I'm gonna look at some Trey Man highlights while I'm at work, and I'm gonna see if I like what I see, and I'm gonna look at some of his numbers. I'm just for me, like, our coach is Thibodeau, and one of these guys or two of these guys is gonna be situational, because $60 million in cap space tells me that 3 people automatically is going to play, whoever we pay for. And then that 4th rotation spot is just up for grabs, because 5 rotation spots is already solidified. So,
yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Randle, OB quickly. Randle, OB quickly. RJ, Mitch. Yeah, that's 5 rotation spots.
Yeah.
So we're going to need 5 other guys to join that rotation. Ideally, if you got $60 million in cap space, automatically 3 of those guys is going to be free agents.
Would Lowry interest you? Because I know there's a lot of rumors going on about
Lowry?
Yeah.
I'll take him for the right price, man.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to want to ask a lot. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What? Did you see the article that came out a couple hours ago?
Nah, what did it say?
Lowry wants 25 to 30 million per year.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Nah, I'm okay. I'm all right. Forget I ever said that.
No, I'm good. Never mind.
I want 25 million a year too, man. But that doesn't mean ain't anybody gonna give it to me.
We'll get the TVA in here to stop making me go all crazy with these players that want so much money.
It's cool. Just prepare yourself to be Eric Bledsoe, your starting point guard.
Oh no.
Crazy. If State can predict the Sexton rumors at this point, I don't even know what this guy can predict.
Eric Bledsoe's gonna be our starting point guard. Just because State said it. Because I guarantee you, State. You know somebody.
That's State right there.
Yeah,
State knows everything, man. He wrote the future. He knows what's gonna happen next.
Wait. Who is that guy from? Where's he from?
That's Kang, man. You don't watch Loki? You gotta watch Loki, bro.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet.
Yo,
so spoiler alert.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well, hey man,
Yeah.
it'll get you interesting to see State in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I just want to take the time out to thank Cully, man, for coming in with all that stuff, man. Like I said, we trying out the phone lines. One thing, I forgot to plug the damn thing in, man. So I'm kind of like, I could take the phone calls, but it's gonna be nervous. You're gonna have to like bear with me. But shout out to Cully. He bear with me with the little technical stuff, man. But it's cool, man. He gave some great insight. I wanted to ask him about BJ Boston. So what do you guys think about him? Because BJ Boston was supposed to have been a lottery pick, but now he might not even get drafted. So what do you guys think about him?
His stock has slid that much?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys are not really talking about him anymore like they used to.
I know, because I remember he was so talked about, But anyway, State, go ahead.
So Hadouk, I want to throw this right at you. So I seen this comment in the chat. I don't know if you could find it, Diehard. If you could put it up, and then Apollo, I want you to answer this as well. Mm-hmm. Trey Murphy, Trey Man, BJ Boston. That's our 3 picks. If we keep those picks.
Murphy, Man, Boston.
How would y'all feel about it? Yeah, basically, yeah. So, yeah,
I
Boston,
love all 3. I love all 3. My 2 of my favorites are Trey Murphy, the third, and Trey Man. Trey Murphy is I guess at our range. I would say is my favorite guy because of the two-way player. You know, the just the motor in that kid, the work hard. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of guys that work hard like that. He reminds me a lot of like Quickly and OB and RJ. But yeah, Trey Murphy, BJ Boston, I'm all for it. We need a lot of these guys, especially if we can get two guys who can put the ball on the floor, two guys who can knock down some shots without being scared when somebody runs out and contests the three. Especially Trey Man being, in my opinion, probably the best off the dribble scorer in the draft. That's just what I feel when I watch him. But you know, that's just I don't know. That's my opinion, but I like all three of those for sure.
If you can get Trey Murphy at shooting guard and he's 6'9", that'd be nice. Move RJ to the 3 possibly. That'd be interesting.
That's crazy.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch.
Is Trey Murphy a shooting guard though?
It says on Takeathon like small forward shooting guard, like kind of bit of both.
He seems like more of a power player.
He's a 6'9" guard, brother.
I'd love it. I'd love it if we can get him at shooting guard. That'd be awesome.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to take another phone call real quick because a lot of people are calling, actually. Like I said, that we got technical difficulties with that because I forgot to plug the damn thing in. But, you know, let's take another phone call.
Great.
Hey, guys, you're live on DiehardKnicks Podcast. Please let me know who you are and where you come from.
All right, this is Brian from Jersey. I just thought, I'm sorry that I hung up by mistake, but like I was saying before, with the first pick in the draft, Trey Murphy the third. Now, my second pick at 21 definitely got to be a point guard. I'm hoping for Miles McBride, but they're definitely at that because I know when 32 comes, if we still have the 32 pick when the draft comes, if we don't make any other deals or anything, he's not going to be available. Somebody is going to snatch him up by that point because I believe that he's going to go at the end of the first round because they were saying that he's going to make it to like the high second round. I don't believe that. He's going to be going somewhere in the bottom of the first round. Now, what's that other guy? Bones Hiring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that he might be available at 32, but I mean, if he is available at 32, now I don't believe that I believe he's gonna be somewhere around that, you know, around that 32 mark. If he's still available at 32 and we ain't got no point guard, then snatch him up. Now, y'all was talking about the 58th pick. The person who I would want that pick is the dude from Seton Hall. Sandro, I can't pronounce his name, but he's a 6'11" dude from Seton Hall. I think he's the starting power forward center. I mean, that dude can shoot. And the 6'11", his handle ain't bad for a guy his size. He's a decent rebounder, so shot blocker, but that big guy can definitely shoot. If he's available at 58, I would take him at that spot.
That's dope, man. What was the guy's name again?
What's that?
What was the 58 guy again?
The dude from Seton Hall?
Yeah. What was the name again?
I can't. His first name is Sandro.
Sandro, okay.
What his last name is, I forgot what his second name is. But I know his first name is Sandro.
Sandro Mamu Kalishvili.
But I definitely would take him at 58 if he's available, which I do believe at 58, he still won't be available.
Yeah, I think so, man, because nobody could pronounce his last name, right? Hey, man.
But, another thing, too, though.
Yeah.
The whole thing, whether it's truth or rumors, if they got the opportunity to get Colin Sexton, I would take it. Because it only costs them what? His contract is what? $6 million? $6.5 million?
Yeah.
I mean, if we just have to give up Obi Toppin, Kevin Knox, now I'm hearing the 21st pick, but if we can give up both of the second round picks instead of the 21st pick, that would even be better.
Yeah, I think we all agree with you with that, man.
I could definitely rock with that.
Anything else you got for us?
What you about to say?
No, I was gonna say anything else you got for us?
Right now that's all it is, though. But I'll definitely call into the future. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just, finding out about this podcast like about a month ago. So, but it's good to call in and talk to you, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, later.
All right. Cool, man. Yeah, I got to get this phone call shit down pat because I don't think he can hear you guys speaking and stuff. But shout out to the two callers we have so far. Everybody's giving us good insight and whatever. Because Sandro's not even on a lot of these mock drafts, but he is a good player. I happen to have seen him.
He wasn't even on Tankathon.
Yeah, I'm looking at his highlights now. He's pretty good. He's good size. He's got some control. He's pretty. He has some good IQ. He passes the ball well for his size as well. 6'11".
Yeah.
Is that the same guy? Yeah, 6'11".
Yeah.
He says he has Mamba mentality, like a Mamba mentality-esque.
I mean, I do see it. It's the motor. It's the motor is what that motor. I do see it. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's gonna be a star, but the guy does have motor. He could be like a, Joker was a second round guy. Then look at him. Yeah. So
exactly.
See, that's the thing. I was bringing that point up with you guys before. It's like who determines who's good and who isn't? Because a guy like Sandro's not even on the draft board for Tankathon at all. We had to do a deep cut and Google him and search for his highlights on the load to figure out who the guy is. Oh, yeah, I've seen that guy play. He's actually pretty good. How come he isn't on the mock drafts? I just don't get that.
Exactly. That's why we're the real ESPN for all Knicks.
Well, like I always say that your career as an NBA player, even a football player, is based off of where you're drafted and the opportunity you have, man. Because without those two things working for you, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't have the opportunity to play, you're just not going to play.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So anyway, man, we've been rocking pretty good. We're going on the 2 hour mark. You guys have any other hot takes? I know State gotta be salivating over there. He got something in his stash, right? What's going on, State?
Nah, not at the moment. I'm just hoping they don't mess up. Don't draft me another Frank Ntilikina or Obi Toppin or Kevin Knox rather, or Mitchell Robinson rather. Yo, can Mitch show me a goddamn jump hook, man? That's all I'm asking. Like, people be killing me like that. I just want a jump hook. I'm starting.
I mean, I could ask his trainer. He apparently follows Knicks community on Instagram. So
please do, because
I will ask.
It has to be Thibodeau telling him not to shoot. It has to be Thibodeau telling him, do dribble handles. That's just garbage, man. 3, 4, he's going on year 4. The man has.
It's not Tibbs, bro. Tibbs is his third NBA coach. You can't blame 3 different guys for what one guy still hasn't shown you once. I think the writing's on the wall for who he is as an NBA player.
Yeah, have you seen him shoot though? He looks like the Good Times pitcher. He's like Good Times, you know what I'm saying? When he shoots, so he's hitting himself in the head with his elbow when he releases, man. So
listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. I love Mitch for what he is. I just think that I don't want to keep wishing upon a star for him to show me something he hasn't shown me yet. I can't blame the coaches. He's played for Fizdale. If there's anyone that he would have been able to do whatever the hell he wanted to do on the basketball court, Fizdale would have been the coach to let him do it. Mike Miller, not so much. What's my guy that's there now? Tibbs, not so much. But you can't blame the coaches anymore, man. The guy's not doing it. Like, you gotta. You can't tell me there's times where he gets the ball 10 feet from the basket. And because he does not have faith in his jump shooting ability, he will try to leap from that spot to get a basket, just to try to dunk it or a layup. He's not going to try to shoot it. He will leap from where he's at to try to. He won't even look at the basket in the jump shooting former at all. So
yeah, and
yeah,
just a quick thing going back to the Sandro guy. He was high school teammates with RJ. I just learned from the
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
There we go.
He's a
Bodega. Shout out to Bodega. He's a Nick.
Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Brian from Jersey, man. That's at least that's what I thought his name was. I hope he calls again, man. You know, nice older gentleman. He got the New York accent, but I think he said he's from Jersey. So you know, shout out to him, man. Hope you call again, man. Good takes with that. I think that might be the take of the night, right, Mr. Sandro?
I agree. I think so.
I like Sandro.
How much do you like Sandro?
See if he can take me out for dinner.
Oh my God, too much of that going on in here, man. Sorry about that, fellas. Anyway, so if unless you guys got anything else to join up in here, I guess we could wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love being here with you guys, but I am fading. Like
I can see that, man. You know, I think the Mr. Cully with all the information, I think that might have been like like the Matrix, too much information. You know,
so I actually had a day off for work today, so I had a few drinks. So you know, it was a good day.
Yeah, you want to talk about day? Yo, where's my bottle, man? I think I might have ate the can too. But you know, I'm on vacation for like the next 3 weeks, bro. I'm like bugging out. I'm gonna be like, I don't know how I'm gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna make it back to work, man. They're gonna have to I might have to bring some of my wife's piss to work, you know, so they get tested.
Oh man.
I mean, I say that too loud.
Jesus. Like I said, we had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we had a little bit of fun.
We had a lot of fun today. Hey, Aiden, listen. Don't listen to the adults in here.
No, man. It's Die Hard After Dark, if you know what I mean.
Aiden's been here before, man. He's an old soul. I think he might have been here once or twice before.
Yeah. He's been here. He's definitely been here for sure.
Yeah.
So
shout out to the states
chat,
ready.
Man. Shout out to the chat, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us, and hit that like button if y'all here, man. Please hit that like button. Yeah,
we definitely got close to a record, man. I think it was like 107 people, the most that I've seen, walking in here. So
really?
thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate that, giving us your time and space, man. We got a couple smart guys here. Like I said, Apollo, I call him the genius. Aiden is the young shooter, super smart. I feel like the guy's been here before. And then of course we got the King, the Conqueror over there in the right hand corner. That's Mr. State. You know, the Twitter king over there. But State, I think he has to go to work tonight, actually. Yeah, so we're gonna let State say his goodbyes, and then we're gonna go around the horn and let everybody say what they gotta say. So guys, State.
That's the Zaza State.
That's all I got. I gotta go to hell right now.
Oh my God. But this is where you can find State's podcast, right?
I'm out of here, man. State. Y'all know what y'all can find the podcast. Yes, sir. Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, I forgot what it's called, man. Y'all know where y'all can find this, man. I'm out here, man. I'm tired my damn self. I see if I don't sleep at work tonight, but it's whatever. Hadouken, I appreciate you, bro. Dahard, I appreciate you. Apollo, my guy, I appreciate you.
My God.
Nick Nation, put the thumbs up. And click on that button. My name, State.
All right, State. Okay, Aiden, let everybody know where they can find you. I'm Mr.
Aiden. Short and sweet, Instagram, Twitter, tiered, whatever, @Knicks community, and yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
your turn, Mr. Apollo.
Same for me, man. You can find me at DiehardKnicks everywhere. DiehardKnicks on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. and Apollo Reed _ on Instagram if you would like to know me personally. And I'm really boring, so you might not like me too much.
Man, Apollo got bars, man. He makes music. You know what I'm saying? He started off with that, man.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yo,
support
actually,
the music.
Let me actually do shameless plug. Let me actually do something for myself, which I never do. Please go check out my album, my EP on Apple Podcasts, actually on streaming or all streaming platforms. Apollo Reed. It's called Fear. Just a 4-track EP, just a little something I got. Thank y'all. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah,
all
I happen to like him, man. His brother that's also on Guard Up Next. He's pretty good as well, man. So support everybody, man. You know what to do. Hit those buttons, and we'll see you later.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
If the buttons would agree with me.